Pleased to bring in right now the former deputy mayor of Jerusalem, Fleur Hassan-Nahoum. Welcome in, Mayor. Great to see you, Fleur.
Thank you so much.
So the ceasefire, when it ends, Donald Trump will be president. Your reaction to that, and also the statement from Hezbollah already saying we continue to and we will stand by the Palestinian fighters.
Well, Hezbollah is trying to essentially deal with a very big humiliation, which is a huge thing for them. And that is basically that Israel has defeated them in this war. We got rid of their top leader, Hassan Nasrallah, a very mythical leader for them. We got rid of their entire senior management. We got rid of their entire middle management with the Beeper episode, and destroyed their entire communications network and 80% of their missile capacity. So they're pretty bruised and beaten. But of course, you know, rhetoric has to rule over there. So they have to pretend that there's some type of victory. So they're saying we'll continue to fight. But what's different from this agreement from previous agreements is that this time the United States are supervising whether they're going to rearm or they're going to go through the south of the border of the Litani, which is what they can't do. This is now not in the hands of the very useless UNIFIL. It's in the hands of the United States and France and some other parties.
Yes. In fact, President Biden posted on X today saying just that over the coming days. He writes the United States will make another push with Turkey, Egypt, Qatar, Israel, and others to achieve a ceasefire in Gaza with the hostages released and an end to the war without Hamas in power. So there was the statement from Hamas again today saying that they are ready for a ceasefire. Do you actually believe that, Fleur, that that is a possibility in the coming days or weeks?
Well, the only incentive that these people have for a ceasefire is, again, that they've been beaten. And so in terms of Hamas, again, we've managed to get rid of all of the senior leadership. We've managed to destroy, again, about 70 to 80% of their soldiers, their terrorists, and a lot of their armaments and infrastructure. It's basically lawless now at the moment in the Gaza Strip. They've lost control. And again, they want a ceasefire because at the moment, they're begging for survival. That's taken us a long time to get to this point.
It sure has. You know, and everything you spoke about, all the successes from the IDF, be it the Beepers taking out Nasrallah or Sinwar, these are things that actually the Biden administration were telling them not to do. So the fact that, you know,
absolutely
go through
and not only that,
something that we will not forget that.
Absolutely. But not only that, the fact that Trump is going to be in office in January the 20th is the biggest incentive of all, because they know that he's going to be a lot less sympathetic to their cause than the Biden administration.
You know, Netanyahu said that now they can focus on Iran. So in a way, he takes this as a point as well. We know that Senator Ted Cruz released a statement. I want to put up part of this where he's disturbed by the reports that it was Obama-Biden officials that were putting pressure on our Israeli allies to accept this ceasefire. But obviously, as you mentioned, there are things that we can take away from this. Netanyahu will focus more on Iran, and President Trump will be in office in 60 days. So this outgoing administration, some of this many people believe is just a Joe Biden play for his legacy, trying to salvage some of it. Your take, Fleur, in our final moments.
Well, I hope he wants to salvage some of his legacy. I really do, because that'll be good for the Middle East. The problem with the Obama doctrine, which unfortunately remained in the Biden administration, is to try and appease Iran. And to appease Iran, a brutal Islamic fundamentalist regime, which is exporting terrorism and has created proxies all around them that have attacked Israel. That's why we're in a 7-front war. It doesn't work. Appeasing as Churchill used to say, feeding a crocodile, hoping you will get eaten last, is really not the way forward. And that is the legacy of Obama's Middle East policy that saw him abandoning allies and strengthening rivals and enemies.
Well, fortunately, 45 is now 47, and there is a record there of incredible progress, like the Abraham Accords, and we're wishing, obviously, for peace and the return of those hostages every single moment. Fleur Hassan-Nahoum, great to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.